when I went, my first experience of the yachts, I had heard a lot about these yachts. I grew up in Chittagong, and as a young girl, I used to watch the ships, and it was very fascinating for me. All these ships coming from all over the world, and it reminded me of journeys and wanting to travel on those ships. But little did I know that one day I would witness the funeral of a ship. And I had heard about these shipbreaking yards. I think in the catalogue it describes how the whole industry started. There was a big, Bangladesh is a country of cyclones. And there was this huge cyclone, and I think 30 years ago, and this huge ship was grounded in the middle of the paddy fields. And it stood there for many years, and then only the local people, they figured that they could really take the pieces apart, little bit by bit, all manually. And that's what started the industry. So I had heard about these yards and described in mythical terms. And so I really wanted to see for myself. So my friend who works with the fishermen, those yards always, they would belong to the fishermen. And slowly they got encroached by these shipbreaking people. So he took me to the yards where it's very restricted. And I had entered this world that I had never seen before. It was like a scene out of Greek mythology. And like the underworld, where people do penance for the sins of this world. That is the impression that I had. And it was, it's really very hard to describe unless you see for yourself. I never saw this level of hard labor, you know, what is meant by the term hard labor. People without bare feet, with metal lying around, asbestos. There was a scene in the film where this man is directing the asbestos in the water, toxic fumes. My camera got, at the end of the day, all grease splatters, and you know, you could smell it. And the first impression I had was that I was witnessing a funeral. And only images of death came to me. You know, those were the only images I saw of death and destruction and dying. And I think that became kind of the way I treated it also, I guess it got reflected. And I saw in the workers and images of Sisyphus, of even Jesus Christ. Those were the images that kept coming to me. And so I filmed there all day. And by the end of the night, because the workers, if you see, it goes into the night. And it was almost like I was experiencing some kind of trance, you know, because it became trance-like. And because of the smoke, and I don't know what it was, but that induced, I have so many shots in my camera of night scenes where the camera is just going round that I couldn't even use. I had to discard those images. And so I decided that I would want to show it not as a traditional narrative, but as I experienced it, as a witness, and what I felt when I went to those yards. Because what I felt was like I was witnessing a funeral. And even though, you know, how sometimes we feel a huge social responsibility, artists in the third world, always, it is like almost like a burden. That social responsibility, am I giving information? Should I give more information about the number of deaths? So there was big conflict in me towards the end. And I think finally, even till the end, I felt almost guilty about expressing it the way I really wanted to express it. And
thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here. Well, Yassmin Kobi is my favorite filmmaker. So when she did her the last film, The Last Flight. So I saw it and it's amazing. The scale of the ship and the people there is really amazing. So
it struck me deeply, and when she proposed me for a collaboration, it's an opportunity to explore each other. So I did a huge painting back on 4 years, 4 or 5 years. 5 years. It's a 100-foot painting on Noah's Ark. So somehow we connected that it was also about the Holocaust, and that the world is coming to an end and we need a savior. And also in the film, The Last Ride, there's a situation or an environment of Holocaustic, I think there's a Holocaustic flavor. And also I like the cosmic view in the film. And in my other paintings and in my other works, there's a cosmic thought process that I like to follow. So somehow we merged deeply in our way of expression and thinking, and also as we are friends, we share a lot of philosophical views. So we came together, and well, at last we decided that the installation would be made of by the with the shipbreaking things like wreckages of ships. So we choose together all the materials, and there are body bags that gives a glamour to the installation. And there's a story behind it, that body bags used for when in the ship when people get sick or when they die. Sometimes they're wrapped in the bag and thrown in the sea. So there's a sadness and there's also death there. And when we did the installation in Bangladesh, it was pretty different because the space was different, and there are other conditions. And now when I came here, and when you came here and see the place and the space, I had to change it. We had to change it, and we did it as much as we could. So it came up as you have seen. And I think this film and this installation both together marched in a very subtle level of a kind of grief there, kind of emptiness, kind of loneliness, and there are a cosmic reality that finally comes out of this installation. And also the human struggle that's added with the whole installation. Thank you.